vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that, we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Connie. Woo, hold on. Hold on. Let's drink something real quick, man. Told you this cold, boy. Let's try this again. What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Connie. Woo, that's still a little off, but we're going to keep going. Anyway, for this opportunity, first and foremost, to be on the platform once again. And then before we even get started, before I even continue, we just want to put out there that we've been highly favored in an opportunity of a lifetime. We've been picked up by Village Global Network with our good friends Kim and Senior, and we've going to be access to 117 radio platforms globally. I'm talking about all over the world, from any country you could think of. We're gonna be a part of it, basically. And so it's a great opportunity for us. Stay tuned. It's more to it. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So next, I want to introduce my partner in crime, Ace Boom Coon, the one who basically helped put the whole deal together. Because without him, it wouldn't even be possible for us to be in the situation. And so, because him just being who he is, what got us locked in, what we got going on. Because he's one of the best, greatest guys, greatest people you're going to ever meet in your life. And if you ever encounter this guy, you're going to know what I'm talking about. And that's my man, King Jacob the Great, in the building. What's going on, fam?
What's up, man? I'm here, blessed by the best. And, man, I tell people all the time, man, I'm just a disciple, man, working in God's vineyard, man. And so whatever I can do to help another person grow and to get a message out, because we're living in dangerous times of society. So, that's just who I am. And last but not least, I am the young Barry Wright, and I am your baby mama's favorite radio host. So we are in the building.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so today, y'all, we got kind of funny because my brother kind of came across this young lady on Facebook, and we kind of ended up finding out that she was family, and so we all come from a small town in Southern Pines, Moore County area. We found out that she was a tax preparer. She's writing an ebook. She's doing a lot of big things. We're gonna get into her story and what she got going on, and try to educate people. Because that's the one thing about us. It's not just about coming on here and talking mess. It's about trying to educate people and get people positioned in the right places at the right time. So I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others. Taaylor Thomas. How you doing, young lady?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I am awesome. I am blessed. I am here. I am showing up. I am doing, I'm just so happy, and I'm filled with joy to be invited to you guys' platform. Because I think that people do need information, people do need information. And so I'm Taaylor. Yes, was born in Southern Pines. I do not reside there, but I might reside in where you at right now. You just never know. But anyways, I'm Taaylor, and my company is TSTTAXPRO LLC, and it's a tax company. We do business taxes, we do individual taxes. And I'm actually going through a mentorship program right now where I'm trying to get, people who possibly want to be a tax preparer or have been, and they might have worked for, some of the bigger corporations, but they won't get the money. And they want to, have a possibility of getting 5 or 6, 7 figures the tax season, because it's possible, with my blueprint. And you know why? Because I did it. I'm not going to give nobody something I didn't do. So it calls for me to pay attention and be the number one salesperson in the company I was in to get my own tax office, because they believed in me. So I got my own tax office. And so now, right now, I got a little team, but I opened the slots back up. At first, I wanted a little team, but now I said, hey, if people want to get to the bag, I'm going to help them get to the bag, you know. And so I got this mentorship program going on where I'm trying to help people, get to it. And I want them to learn properly. Um, because see, this is the thing, I was one of those people who was, you know doing my family members taxes on TurboTax. I didn't have no education. I just knew how to follow the prompts, you know and I didn't know. Once I went to I went to my mentor's university, and I didn't know that it was so much money people were leaving on the table because they didn't have no knowledge. I was one of them. People don't know. People just think they either scamming their way, they doing it incorrectly, but it's gonna catch up on you. It might not happen right now, but it's gonna happen later. So we had so in particularly, this year we had credits where instead of people, and I'm gonna say it because I'm not gonna sugarcoat, but people that like to give their kids away. We had credits where they could keep their kids and still help them. We don't fumble no bags, but
Yeah.
you just gotta let the people know. If they don't know, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to have nobody come knocking at your door because you don't know, giving you big fat fines because you don't know. And so it's about knowing rules and regulations of your state, and knowing what you can do, what you can't do, the legal way, not the illegal way. And so we had credits for that. I just believe in not leaving a penny on the table. Why are we fumbling the ball? We don't need to fumble no ball. We don't need to leave not a parent, a single parent behind. We're not leaving nobody behind. But we just doing it the legal way. Like there's actual credits that H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, all of them not gonna tell you. Pookie from down the street ain't gonna tell you either because she don't know either. So when it comes to that, as far as like when it comes to business taxes, people, stop trying to file your business taxes separate from if you work a regular job. You can file those together. Why are you filing them separately? It's crazy. I can't give all the secret sauce, but just know that if you are working a regular W-2 job and you have a business, those two can be filed together. Those two can be filed together. Because I've had some people who came and I might have didn't do their individual taxes, but they came and said, "Hey, can you do my business taxes?" No, I can't. Whoever did it, they can go ahead and do it too, and that's respectfully. I don't know what they had going on with your stuff, and so this is just a reminder. You can file those two together. Now, I'm gonna give you another little secret sauce here. I'm not gonna give you the whole thing, but say King Jacob say, "Hey, look, you still didn't have your LLC, right? For say that you cooked out your house 3 days a week and that's how you made a living on the
Right.
side. And you went and sold plates, to all these different people, right?
Right.
And this was you just didn't have the money to get an LLC yet, but this is what your business is. Okay? That's a business. People don't know that. That could be filed. You have up to 2 years to structure it. 2 years to structure it.
Okay.
So people just don't know what they don't know, you know,
Okay.
and you have 2 years to structure that. Like long as you have that in 2 years, you okay to keep filing it. But if you not gonna LLC that thing or S corp or any of that, then don't try it because I won't be the one who do it for you. I'm giving you the sauce right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving you the sauce. So that's when it comes to that. So your side business is your business.
Mm.
Remember that. Your side business is your business. Just make it your business to make it your business within the 2 years.
Okay. Okay, Jacob, you go
So
ahead. You ask her. I'm gonna let you start off because I know Jacob, you love this type of stuff. So I'm gonna let you start off, and then I'm gonna jump in.
All right, so Miss Taylor, you're a professional tax preparer. That's heavy, and the reason why I tell you it's heavy because you're dealing with other people finances. You're dealing with what people think they should get back but don't really know. And so, what was the what was the reason why you got into this profession, and how much have you learned to keep you passionate about the profession moving forward?
um you know what? I worked in the medical field all my life. And I was a phlebotomist, a med tech. And whenever I got into, I always was like, I know I could do taxes, but it took me to have a mentor. I have a mentor. I actually have three, but this mentor in particular is like, I think you'll do a great job with taxes. And I was like, well, I've always kind of wanted to, but traditionally growing up, you in the medical field, you stable. You clocking in and out, you stable.
Hmm.
January 1st hit, I said, I'm not going back to nobody's 9 to 5. I can't do it. I'm not going on 30-minute lunches no more.
Mm.
So, and so when I got in the tax business and, I started writing my list of people. My first year, I was writing my list and I'm like, some people going to fall off. Man, please. I had 100 clients myself. That's
Mm.
when I knew what I was doing. And I did not leave not one client behind. Not one.
Mm.
I made it work because I believe even having the health background, healthcare background to this, I like helping people. I love helping people. Sometimes I think that's what I'm here for, to help people some way, form, or fashion. And I
Mm.
think that
Hmm.
educating them, and I think taxes is the way to go. It's not the only way, but it's a way for me to have that. Like, I like to be a leader.
Mm.
And I'm having that leadership because I invested in myself, so I'm able to teach you what I did, but it's not free. It's not free, but I want to be able to help people so they can learn how to invest in themselves too.
Mm.
So,
So
so
that passion ain't gonna never leave because honestly, in all honesty, I just told some of my mentees the other day, I want y'all to align with me and be on the same level with me because whenever I get ready to move on, I want to build this up for y'all to either take over or help you get your own tax office.
hmm
But I
okay.
need for us to align. That's my first thing whenever I get mentees coming in. We gotta align. I need you to align with me, you know.
And, and I just
So
want to say, when it comes to personal or business or even corporate, there's so much on the IRS website that people can study and get familiar with. And, people go through their whole lives and don't even take the opportunity or take the time to really study the IRS website, especially when you're running a business or especially when you want certain tax breaks, as far as educational tax breaks, as far as, religious tax breaks, as far as community tax breaks, cause what you donate into your community, that's also a tax break and a
correct.
huge one a lot of times. And
Hmm.
so let's kind of talk about the educational tax break first, the religious tax break second, and the community tax break last. If you can
Okay.
elaborate on those three things for me, please.
So as far as education, so there's a couple of things, right? So for one, if you have a child in college, they have a credit for that child in college. Now, if you're the parent and you're going to you've been paying for books, you've been paying this type of stuff, then you could still have your college student, you can take credit for that, and work something out with your child later on. Because if they file it and they ain't got no kids, it's really not gonna make but too much of a difference. So you get you there's a credit for college students, who paid and got their financial aid, whatever they have to pay back. They have credits for that. They have credits for school teachers, supplies they might have bought, whatever they bought for the classroom, because we all know that they don't, it's not enough money that's coming in for them to even get donate. People not even barely donating to these people, to
Right.
these people for these classrooms. So they're coming out of pocket. So they need to be able to write those expenses off too.
Okay.
So a lot of times, when you are, um, okay, so this goes back just a little bit. So say that I was a tutor and I was a teacher and I taught kids on the side and I got paid for it. I need to write
Mhm.
that off too. I need to write
Right.
that off too. I need to write down everything, all my supplies, and I'm gonna include supplies because sometimes you might not have that credit where they're gonna let you file all that stuff. You just gotta make it make sense. You know what I mean? Community. So donating. So a lot of people maximize their mileage and donations to churches, let's see, churches and what is that, Goodwill,
Goodwill,
yeah,
Salvation
those type of
Army.
things. Yeah. So a lot of people, they may ask, whenever you go to church, how many miles would you driving back and forth? And you don't put it for the whole year. Well, you put it for the whole year, but you kind of break that in half because that's all it's gonna count really.
Okay.
So so the mileage and then how much you donated, and then I think it was one more, I can't think off the rip, that you can add on to there, that like say that the church might have had a separate foundation or whatever. The church actually gives you um your your paperwork at the end of the year, telling how much you pay for this, pay for that, and then in the system it might say, okay, well, how many miles did you go back and forth? Because they're gonna count that mile because that's gas, and that's gas money. You put gas in your car, and you're going to these community things. You're going to even if you're going to donate, you spend money on them donations before. I mean, on that stuff before you went and donated it. So
Okay. 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 Understand. Understand. And so Icon E said, this is my thing. So when it comes to LLC, a sole proprietorship in a corporation, and putting all that into a trust,
mhm.
how does those tax breaks work when you put all your corporations and all your LLCs and your sole proprietorships into a trust? Um, are there certain things you need to know about the tax breaks once you put all those things into a trust? If you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you off rip. Those change from year to year. So one year you might not get much of nothing because they might not have a credit for it. It's just kind of like, that year they had the COVID and
Hmm.
you was getting all this money because they had all those breaks. People was out of work. And then the next year they didn't have it no more. Or, whatever year they didn't have it anymore. So it's just like the corporation and stuff like that. Sometimes that, some things don't even count. You just gotta pick and choose when it comes to filing it a certain way. You just have to be cautious. Put it like that. Say it without saying it. Be cautious when it comes to that. That's just like with businesses. I know you asking me questions, and I know I'm like talking so much,
You're
but
good. You're good.
so with just like with businesses, right? You don't want to have a loss every year because you're not going to be able to get, when it's time to go get some big money that you might need for your business. You're not going to get it. I'm like, dang, they took all them losses every
Mm.
year because they're going to ask you. They might say, hey, can I see your W-2? Or I mean your taxes from your business, this year. And then they're going to be looking at them like, dang, they took all these losses. How can I build trust with them to give them any money? They keep losing all that money.
Okay. And so, with that being said,
Mhm.
I talk to a lot of realtors as well. A lot of friends are realtors, male and female, and I asked them a question that many of them didn't know the answer to. I
Mhm.
say, so when you're a homeowner and you have equity in your home, you've been owning this home for about 25, 30 years, and you take the equity out of the home to remodel the bathroom or to remodel the kitchen or to add on another room and add on a garage. What
Mhm.
type of tax break is out there for people that do stuff like that, but they may not even know about it? That they can that it's a tax break for home ownership.
So I know, I don't know about. I know prior year there was one, um, but the thing about it is that's kind of hard. Like when you first buy a house, they have one, a credit when you first buy it or you refinancing. But I'm not too sure about whenever you are rebuilding it. Now, I know that you can put in deductions for purchases that you spent on, this, and this on your home. So I know you could get tax breaks for that, but all around, I'm not sure. Now, if it's something new that might come out, I'll update you. But we usually don't know about what new ones come out until close to the end of the year.
Okay, so one more question. I'll kind of hand it back to you. So the tax breaks that property management. When I say property management, I mean people who own land and lease it out,
Hmm.
or a person that has land, and you know uh, they they might have something with the city or the county where they build a recreation center or a ball field on the land, and they're leasing it. So with people doing that, you know, filing that with their taxes, is there some type of deduction tax break when you lease your land?
I believe it is. I couldn't tell you right off the bat, because I haven't had to deal with anybody like that.
Hmm.
But I know there is, because I bet you didn't even know that you could file whenever you win the lottery. Like, I mean, not the lottery. Well, I think it's a lottery, and um, it was one more. So those particular cases like that, I have not had to do, but I'll look into it.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'll look into
Back
it.
back to you, Icon.
Okay, before I ask my question, I'm gonna just say, everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube page, 910 Sports and Entertainment Network. That's everything is spelled out exactly how I'm saying it. 910 Sports and Entertainment Network, and those for the people that can't see us visually and only can hear us audibly. So please, please, please subscribe to our page so we can get the numbers up. So anyway, back to the show. So I wanted to ask twofold question. The first one was or is, what's the biggest mistake a person makes when they're trying to do their taxes themselves, as far as either trying to get too much money or trying to or end up not getting enough money, or well, actually a threefold question, or they get their taxes held up because what mistakes that they do make.
The number one thing is, whenever you are, I'm just keeping it real. When if you're a man and you have kids, for some odd reason, if you're just filing your kids, the IRS is gonna try to hold it up a little bit because they're used to the mother filing, or being in the household, or being the one that's filing the kids. I don't know what the discrimination is with men, or what's the problem, but I was told usually whenever it's men filing the kids and it takes a little bit longer, it's because they're used to the woman filing all the kids versus the man um versus the man filing all the kids.
Mhm.
um Now, what was the first question you asked me?
What's the biggest mistake people make when they end up not getting enough money? Like, so when they kind of shortcut themselves because they think they smarter than the average bear and try to
Mhm.
do the taxes themselves.
So the biggest mistake they do is not hiring a professional.
Mm-hmm.
That you can't, if you, like I said, whenever you go to these like TurboTax or something like that, they're directed on just prompt, 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 prompt. They're not gonna pull out, oh, you could get this for doing this, or this credit came out this year, or um, they're just not gonna pull out those credits. And that's where people don't get no money because they don't know what credits they can get legally, not scamish, but that's where they mess up, and that's why they don't get that much money, because they don't know what they're doing. That's just point blank period. They don't know what they're doing. They need to hire a professional, because sometimes you could go and read as much as you want, but if you don't get it directly, if you don't get the directions of, like, if I'm not giving you directions right now, and saying that my mouth, and I'm just reading, but you're not giving me direction on exactly what to do. Some people, so that's what people mess up at. They just don't know. They think they know, but they just don't know. So yeah, they're gonna fumble their money because they need to hire a professional, or they need to do some more research. Because sometimes there is more credits out there that they don't know about that they might qualify for. Now, overly, people get in trouble because they try to max out the most they can. They try
Mm-hmm.
to max out on anything. Baby, if you ain't really got no real proof, like if they came knocking on your door now and say, hey, I need to receive receipts for this and this and this right here and this right here, or show me where you did this, and you ain't got no proof, baby, you screwed. You gonna have a fine. But why would you even try to max out to the max if you didn't really know what you was doing? That's why you need to hire a professional. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. Just leave it alone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
people have this mind state that it's gonna cost, excuse me, it's gonna cost too much. How much money you taking from me? What I heard that. I could do it myself. Or, I could do it myself, or, how much you gonna charge? Ooh, that's too much money. No, it's not. Because I guarantee you won't go have that much money in the beginning. I helped you out. So you got the price is the price, people. Y'all need to get that Negro mentality out. Sorry, it is what it is.
Now let me ask you this: what's the most, from like an average middle class person?
Mm-hmm.
What's the most you ever seen somebody actually get?
Um,
Because
depending on the year.
I'm gonna say that because I got a reason why I'm asking that question.
Okay, so this year, last year, every year is different. So just an average, I probably see somebody get like 20
So you seen people get up to 20,000.
legally. Yes,
Okay. Reason why I asked that because I mean, I'm just gonna say allegedly it's some people I know that saying they got like 30,000, and
they
I'm just like,
did. I heard it too. I promise. I put my right hand to God right now. I heard that, and they said they are doing. It was, it was a credit out there. People, you got to be smarter. You got to be smarter. It's a credit out there that you can max it up to there, but why do that? Because guess what? It's gonna come back to hunt you, and the person who did it is gonna get fined. They're gonna get a big fat fine. These ain't cheap fines. These is 2,500 to 25,000 fines. So you got to be cautious on whenever you trying to max something out. Y'all cannot do that for people. Like, use your brain. I heard about it too, and I know exactly what credit they did use, but it's not to max that thing all the way out like that. Like, come on, y'all got to use y'all head. I know that around that time we want the money, but be logical. Like, be for real. Like,
mhm. And that
you
money,
don't.
something that high, even the 20,000 more, that usually are held up or audited before it's even given out.
Yes, they will red flag you real quick. If it the numbers don't if the numbers don't number, basically if it goes over a certain amount, they're gonna red flag it, period. You might
Mm,
not. It's just like, you know how they say when you go to Walmart and you can steal as many times as you want, and
mm,
before they catch you. It's like one of those things. You keep playing around, they're gonna stop you at the door eventually because they're gonna add all them other times up.
mm,
So you got to be cautious, and this is definitely not the year with who we have in the house right now. He's not going for us. Period. I'm just being honest. Like, so people need to really be cautious. Like, it looks all shiny and gold and everything, like, when it comes to that, but really, they really are really watching. Like, for real, for real. So
mm,
people was maxing it out. They was, it feel good while you have it, but in the end, you ain't gonna have it to get out of jail.
mm.
Mm.
So
So as far as you doing taxes, do you do it from basically from the first of the year until things slow down, like around this time of the year? Do you have other tax situations that you do throughout the year?
so I do it until October.
Hmm.
um it usually still slow down, but if you kind of keep pushing it, to let people know, because some people are like, I ain't gonna get no money back. I had so many people say I ain't gonna get no money back, but then I did their taxes and they got money back. So people be so worried that they're gonna have to pay so much in taxes. They
Hmm.
just don't know. And so yeah, the season hits usually, let's see, January, March, April, May. Slow season hit around May, but I still do it up until October.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's get into. If you got any more tax questions, because I'm gonna start asking about this book.
Um, um, no, I can contact her directly and ask her if I got some more questions.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask you about this book. What made you want to write it, and what is it going to entail?
Okay, so I wrote a book, and my book was called Seven Steps to Overcome Postpartum.
Ooh,
Yes, Seven Steps to Overcome Postpartum.
that's it. That's it.
And y'all, listen, I have five girls, I have four teenagers, and I have a 1 year old. That's when the postpartum hit me. I never had postpartum. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, people have to tread lightly when people are dealing with postpartum, honestly, because your mental is really, 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 like, your mental is gone. Like, you need support. You need the, right guidance, especially if you never went through it before. And then being at my age now, having a baby, it was crucial, and starting all over again. And so I wrote this book because I wanted other people who experience this to know how to overcome it too. What I did to overcome it. And the stuff I did. I just got over postpartum January of this
Mm.
year. I didn't know the right steps. I was bat crazy, man. Like, I was bat crazy. And so I'm gonna tell you a couple of steps without telling you all the steps. So in a couple of steps, one thing I do, and it stuck with me, is I joined my one of my coaches, Stormy Wellington. She has a community. I'm a part of her community, and we meditate every day at 8 a.m. Monday through Thursday. We all meditate together. So meditation was one of the things I did. Another thing I did was, I started getting, let's do a simple one, feel good music. So in my ebook, I put a feel good playlist.
Mm,
So it goes from listening to Happy Feelings, by Maze, Happy Feelings, to Shake It Off, Taylor. So I kind of made it culture appropriate for everybody, and so
Hmm.
I put a feel good playlist in there. So in overall, it's about your health. Your health affects your mental.
mm,
You needing time to, get it back together. That's when it came with the meditation. um having my feel good playlist, having something to make you feel good. So all of it, this and more is what I took to overcome my postpartum. So I took initially I took a digital marketing class with one of my mentors named Annetta Powell. And
Hold on, man. Hold on, hold on. Stop the press. Hold on. So, if Icon is not familiar with who Stormy Wellington is, with who uh,
or Annetta.
Annette Powell is, I just seen an email from her today. Uh, so yeah. So you definitely dealing with some heavy hitters. You know, Stormy Wellington, Annette Powell. And, I get emails from April Mason out of Atlanta, and when you're naming a few coaches that coach people all over the world.
Yeah, they're my
So,
coaches.
so, so, before you continue, how is that experience for you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to have such great coaches and such people of, purpose, power, and passion? The real PPP.
Oh my God, y'all. Let me tell you something. If it was not, sorry, sorry. Let me mute real quick.
Oh wow, that's crazy. She'll be right back, y'all. Well, while we waiting on her to come back, also, y'all, man, if y'all want to get booked for interviews or book us to come on your platform or anything that you have going on, events, hit us up at 95 South Podcast at gmail.com. So that's where you can find us. And like I said, this is a lot for the people that. So yeah, she's back. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
We fine. You
Good.
fine. We know you got a new one. You just told us that, so you good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you good.
Oh, so okay, Annetta, I'm a part of her inner circle,
Okay.
and she showed me how the digital marketing goes. She is. If nobody knows who she is, well, you obviously know who she is. Annetta makes over 50 million a year.
Good
Right.
Lord.
She has tax offices. She creates digital products. She has real estate. And she coached me. She coaches me in a whole community. That gave me. This is the reason why I am who I am right now. I'm not camera shy. I was camera shy. Like I would get on for a minute. I didn't like a lot of things. But Annetta, when I took her digital marketing challenge, she's like, "Hey, don't look at me. Act like you on live and do a video right now and send it to me." So this is the kind of coaches I have in my life, and I'm grateful for it, because if it wasn't for them, in some standards, I wouldn't be, you know, introducing myself even on social media. You know, now with Stormy, Stormy is my coach. We meditate together in the mornings at 8 o'clock. We have coaching calls. She was a part of my overcoming because I was a part of her community. She kind of, she helped me to get back to myself with meditation, with knowing who you are, get back to life. They just give you the blueprint to being successful. They give you the blueprint to being successful, to loving yourself, to empowering others, to everything. And I'm really grateful, for them. And if you don't know who Stormy is, Stormy is the number one network and marketer in TLC.
Yeah.
And she makes, I think she might be a multimillionaire now, I'm not sure. But
Yeah, she is. She is. It
she
costs about 10 G's to book her for your event.
yeah, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
But she gives me good words too. And I can't wait to get back, because they're gonna ask me how did everything go, and I can't wait to let them know, how everything went. But they help empower me too. So when I took the digital marketing challenge with Annetta, I had my book done within 2 weeks.
That's
I
dope.
didn't even I didn't even go through the whole mentorship. I did that 1 week challenge with her. I took all my notes. I did everything I was supposed to, and I kid you not, 7 steps to overcome postpartum was done within 2 weeks.
Mm.
And then I said, "Hey, I know how to teach people how to do this." And so I went on to say, "Hey, I'm gonna start teaching this, through master. I'm gonna have some master classes so I can give other people these opportunities." And so I got a call from my really good friend named Tammy Faye. Tammy Faye is I don't hate to put it out there, but that's if you know the producer Jazzy Faye, that's his baby mom. She gave me a call and she said, "Hey, I want to do this masterclass with you." So we got together. I helped her create her ebook. Her ebook was done within a week. And she was like, "Wow, we're gonna do this." So we started doing the master classes together on how to create your ebook in 2 weeks. Um, and so that's pretty much how that went. I really enjoy it. I think that it's another good way of producing some more income. If you want to, or even if you're a person who's stuck in your ideas and you don't know where to start, or Susie says that she can go ahead and do this for you and you still waiting to get hard copies. Why get hard copies when you could just do it all digital?
Mm-hmm.
Do the hard copies later. But it's not hard. You want, if you have ideas, you should be able to put them out. Don't just sit on that stuff, man. It ain't no purpose of sitting on it when you can, you know have it put out. Like, my stuff is informational. I want people to, like, because people really deal with that, and I didn't have nobody to help me, to give me steps. I just showed everybody what I did to overcome it,
Mm-hmm.
so they can kind of know, you don't have to follow in my shadow, but know there's somebody out here who can support you if you have the right mentors and coaches. um and I also have, my first mentor was a lady for the tax business, and her name is Kalia Williams, and she's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. She actually was on a couple BET shows. She was a famous nail tech at first. And she worked at like Two Chains nail salon, and then she got her own credit business. But now that became my first mentor. She was the one like calling me at 12 o'clock. "Hey, you're gonna be a millionaire. You're gonna be a millionaire. I see it. You're gonna be a millionaire." To, from doing my credit to doing my taxes to me getting in her tax mentorship program to me getting my own business, becoming a number one seller in her company.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first mentor.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And you know what's the funny thing about what you're talking about with your ebook? Back in 2018, I was a part of the Shatter My Ceilings conference,
mhm.
and I was one of the speakers there, with Dr. Ellis. Um, that's been on like Steve Harvey show, NBC, and I got brought in by LaShawn Shelton, which is a big publicist, on East Coast. And and my topic was postpartum depression after a woman gives birth to a child. And don't you know, I was the only male there in front of about 500 women, and they was just like, "Why did you study about this?" I said, "Because I seen like grandmothers have to take the child and raise them for a whole year because the woman couldn't deal, and what I come to find out by studying up on it, they are going through mental health as early as 2 months into their pregnancy, and they're trying to get to it, and like they go through it alone, and they never tell anybody. So after the baby's born, it's like animosity toward the baby, and so it's like they have to kind of find themselves and go through the counseling, and you know the the uh, the grandmother or the great auntie have to take the baby and raise the baby because they can't deal. And so um, I'm I'm very very in tune with what you're talking about. Because me as a male, when I was doing those seminars and those speaking engagements and stuff like that, they were just amazed because they didn't think that any men cared at all. So I can
Yeah,
definitely get what you're talking about.
that is shocking. That is shocking.
Now, during that time, did you have to, when you was going through your postpartum, did you take any time away from work, or did you just try to hide what you were going through with your employees, or how did you kind
I'm
of
gonna
deal with
tell you something. I was crazy. Like literally, like whenever I was pregnant, I think I got fired because I tried to fight the nurses. Um, it just took one thing, and I was ready. And then, I got fired. I'll never forget. I was like, dang, I ain't even been here but a week and I got fired already. Um, and then that's when I kind of knew something wasn't right, mentally, because I'm like, man, don't nobody set me off like this. I ain't no child anymore. And
it?
then,
This was before you had your tax business.
yes,
Okay, got you.
yeah, she's a year now. So this
Okay.
is um, before I had her, but well, I was pregnant with her, and then afterwards. Um, yeah, so it was before. I kind of just like I literally one time for 30 days straight sat outside. I had my coffee, I had God, and I just prayed because I didn't know what else to do. Like really. And I said, Lord, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need you because right now I am losing it. Like like I literally sat outside and I left the baby in the house with the other kids. I wasn't coming in until it was time for me to take her and put her to bed.
Mm.
Like I
Mm,
sat outside literally from day to night, and I was like, man, something is, I got to get out of this. I didn't know how to get out of it.
Mm.
I was
So
like, I feel, huh?
what did you eventually do? What was the eventual solution to what you to your problem?
The solution, everything I told you. I meditated.
Okay.
I meditated and listened to God.
Mm.
um I join these communities
mhm.
I join these communities of different people outside of my environment, that had, everybody got something going on, but they was just on a different level where I was trying to go. So I joined these communities. um like I said, with these coaching calls with Stormy, it was kind of like you need to love yourself. See yourself where you want to be where
Yeah.
you see yourself. It was those things that I needed to hear to get me, snap out of it type of ordeal, like to actually meditate. And this is my first time meditating ever. And my first time meditating, I actually cried
Mm.
because I didn't know how to take it. It's just a whole different experience when you never did it before. And so that's whenever I kind of like gradually in the beginning, I got all the way out of it. I was like, hey, you got to snap back. And I snapped back. It didn't take no time, but whenever you have kind of sisterhood and community that do it together, everybody has stuff going on. But when you kind of align, and pray for one another, or send positive energy and all those type of things, it just kind of, it works out.
Mm. So do you see yourself with this book going on a tour, like a nationwide or world tour?
I would
Um.
love to. Hmm. I would love to. I actually had a lady who called me, who looked at my page, and she's like, "Hey, I remember your mom. Such and such and such. It's been a long time." And she was like, "What exactly do you do?" And I told her, she was kind of older lady, and she was like, I would love to have you, come speak at some of my events." And I was like, "Okay," because her events was about mental health.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so it kind of shocked me when she asked me, but I was like, hey, I mean, I can do it. It's not like it's not something I can't talk on because I lived it.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I want to say. So, is this only an ebook, or will you publish it and have some physical copies? Because I think this could really be, the ebook is one thing, but that hard copy is a whole nother beast. So,
I would no, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind having a hard copy. It's the 7 steps to overcome postpartum is not that long, but my new one I'm working on is going to be longer. But I still want mine. I really don't know exactly how to go about getting official hard copies, like who to go
I
through.
got you. Don't worry. I got you.
Okay, because I've had some people call me, but I'm like, I don't know who these people are calling me, you
So
know.
so what I would recommend for you, since it's not that long, turn this book, into a journal type workbook. So when they read this literature and gain this knowledge, they can also turn that page and write what they're going through and see how it relates to what you're talking
Guess
about in
what?
that particular chapter.
Guess what? I got those pages in there.
Okay. Okay.
I got those pages in there. I got you. Look, when it comes to that, I got you. I know how to do all of that. But I just don't know about, like I said, when it comes to the hard copy. Like I had some people like trying to, put it on their platforms to publish it, but I'm like, man, I don't really know, too deep into that part. Like as far as having them put me on their stuff, like my stuff is on Amazon,
Hmm.
and I have a landing page for it, but that's as far as I went with it. Now I can show you how to create it real quick, but when it comes to the other stuff and the hard copy, I don't really know exactly which way to go
Yeah.
when
So
it comes to the hard copy.
this is definitely a bestseller, ebook and hard copy. Um, I think you know how much it would sell. It can turn into like a whole TV series, stage play, and I think that you'll definitely eventually need an entertainment lawyer because it's gonna grow and grow and grow. Believe that.
Nice, I
I
appreciate
know
it.
a Audible book because the reason why I say that is because when I was on the road delivering vehicles all over the country for a couple of years, one thing that kind of kept me like entertained was Audible books, and I mean from the mysteries to the thrillers to the biopics to all of them. Audible, especially for people that if you driving long distance or you just you're not a reader, sit down read type. The Audible book, definitely I think will be something that you can add to the repertoire as far as selling it and getting the word out.
That'll be
Right.
nice too. I think that'll be nice. I like listening to audiobooks too. I
Mm.
do.
Yeah.
That's a
So.
good idea.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but definitely. Salute to you on that because I know as far as the book world now we done came back out of COVID. Not gonna say it's complete all the way gone, but the world is opened back up. I think online, with a landing page and with SEO marketing and things like that, and it's especially new video campaigns that go viral for you. I think that's great, but I think as far as a book tour with physical copies, CD signing, you know, um, getting into the school systems as well because the young mothers that get pregnant early, 15, 16, 17, they go through the postpartum depression as well, and um, to come on the college circuit and kind of speak about it, with a panel of mental health professionals, and you are a keynote speaker on this subject. I think that's gonna help sell books as well.
For sure. I agree. And you know what I just said the other day? Man, I need somebody like matter of fact, I asked Anetta, I said, is there such thing as people helping you learn how to speak? Because sometimes I feel like I say the same. Right now, for some reason, I'm comfortable, but usually I always say, and you know what I mean, and you know what I mean. And so I was telling Anetta, I said, hey, do people help you speak? Because sometimes I be thinking that I sound ridiculous. Like I get those comfortable words and I repeat them over and over again.
Hmm.
So that's my next thing to work on.
So
Mm.
it's just getting out of your comfortability and
Hmm.
getting to your vulnerability.
Correct.
It's just getting out your feelings and getting to your healing. You know what I mean? And so
Correct.
gradually, as time comes, that will come naturally for you
Mm.
because now once you understand it, you can overstand it, and now you can stand all the way all the way on top of it. You know what I mean? You can stand on top of it and just inspire somebody else with the story and the experience that you went through. So it's coming. Just slow walk it. It's gonna naturally come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing also is the fact that when you have information, when you know what you're talking about, like you, the tax prepared business, you've been doing it for a while, and you understand, you're successful at it because you have so many clients
Mm-hmm.
that trust you with their information and their money. You've been through postpartum depression, so it's not like you going through a secondhand experience. You going by what you went through. So at the end of the day, you can speak boldly about what you're going through, and people are going to listen, especially women been through the same thing and trying to understand how to get past it, or even men who dealing with a woman who's going through it. Because as a man, if we deal with a woman that's going through postpartum, we have no clue what to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we like, we like looking at it like this woman crazy, and we not
Mm-hmm.
going through something over here that has nothing to do with us, or whatever, and she might not even know why she going through it. And
Right.
then those type of things can break up marriages if you don't get them solved, or if she don't find a way to get past it fast enough. You know what I mean? So you'll be a light for a lot of people all over this world that you probably wouldn't. You be surprised that people probably doctors and lawyers and people that you think got it together going through what you going through. You know what I mean,
That's
or whatever.
right.
And that's what's going to be. And then, like he said, once you start going from speaking engagements to speaking engagements to speaking engagement, it's just going to become easier, and you just going to become more and more confident in the way you carry yourself, and people
That's
going to see.
right.
You know what I mean? And then,
Yeah.
like platform that we just picked up, that I told you about, Village Global Network, they have other shows on here that deal with mental health. They have mental health shows, so we could always point you in direction where you may be a special guest on here. And even so, I'll tell you, I'll put it like this. Normally, my partner would do this, but I would tell you this right now. We have a spot on here for you to start your own podcast if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Just based off of what you're doing.
Yeah, don't look like that, boo boo. Don't look like yeah.
Yeah.
You, you
So
you heard what he said.
on our
You heard what he
platform.
said.
Yeah, because what we do here is based off of teaching and educating people, no matter what walk of life it is. You know what I mean? And that's why people gravitate to us, because we're not out here looking for likes and views and all of that kind of stuff. It's not about all
Right.
that. Those things will
Right.
come. It's about educating people, and the people that want the information and need it.
Yeah,
Correct. That's
yeah, cause
that's true.
you've been through the experience already, so you can save so many souls in the community, man. So it's definitely something that you should consider, and
Hmm.
it's definitely something where I think that you can grow so much awareness about anything that you may have going on.
Okay. Y'all got to give me more information.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
not a
give me
problem.
more information.
Well, we'll definitely set up a call with you like afterwards, and so we can let you know exactly how it works, whatever, as far as what we do, um, or whatever. We've had this network for over 2 years, and we are growing it out. So we'll definitely let you know exactly what it takes, which is not really hard as far as getting it started. It's just being consistent. That's the main thing I tell you. If you got information, you got, and it's consistent, and when you consistent in what you're doing, just like with your tax business, you had to get up every day and go into that office or wherever you was doing to do this
Oh, everything is remote.
or whatever. But I'm just saying,
Uh-huh. No,
get
I get
up,
what you're saying. I
you
just wanted to put that out there.
had that
I am remote. I wanted to put that out there. I'm remote. My team's remote. Everybody's remote, but I will pull up to your city real quick and set up.
business.
I
Okay,
Well, that's
will.
at least you don't have to have that overhead. Uh, you don't have that overhead building.
I know. I was talking to Anetta, and she was telling me that she think that I should get a storefront, but I don't know if I'm ready for a storefront.
man, God gonna give you a whole building. Believe what I tell you. God gonna give you a whole building, and I see a lot of real estate firms. I see a lot of you know, law firms, but a corporate tax firm. That's you all day.
Yeah, that's true. I believe it. I believe it. And I
Yeah,
receive it.
as you all day. So
Is that
just
is that your goal? Like what's your goal?
So
Who
my
is your
goal,
goal?
my goal is to have a storefront. I want to build up my own community so I can get people to, like I said, run these things properly for me because it's other things that I want to do too. It's other things that, I may want to do. I don't want to just live my life on taxes. I love to do them, but I want to build people up like me who, who love to do it and who can do it right so they can be able to run, you know, my tax office or tax offices, but I have to build that up first.
okay. Sounds
So
good. Sounds good.
before I let you go, what as far as a person who wants to do taxes? So because I've always been curious about this myself as far as do you got to be good at math or do you have to just be teachable? Like what's the
You
how
have
how
to be
you go about even
coachable. You got to be coachable. You got to be teachable. You got to listen to everything. Okay, so I'm going to give you the blueprint to succeed. You don't have to know a whole bunch of numbers. No, you could be fresh at it. You don't have to do all of that. It's once you learn the software, then you shouldn't have no other issues. If you pay attention to what I say, you shouldn't have no more questions. Period. Like
Wow.
you might have a couple, but if you paid attention, you shouldn't have missed it. So like I said, right now, in my mentorship, the detailed software that we're training don't start till September. Right now, we are in mindset. Stage one is mindset. So right now, my mentees are in mindset and building their clientele list up. So because you have to have the right mindset, man, because you can tend to get overwhelmed. You can get overwhelmed. And on top of being overwhelmed, you could potentially mess somebody's taxes up
Right.
because you're not paying attention. So stage one is mindset and building your list. Show up on live. Let people know who you are, what you're doing. That's all I ask for stage one. I ain't ask for nothing else. Stage two, we go into software training. Stage three is marketing. It don't take for you to know a whole bunch of numbers. It just takes for you to pay attention and be coachable. That's
Okay.
it. That's
okay.
it.
Now
Lord
how
have
long
mercy. I'm
let's see
sorry.
that. Oh, how long does it usually take to go through that?
To go through the mentorship,
Yes.
um, when you in the mentorship, you're part of the team. So I'm gonna mentor you through the whole thing. But in order for you to get, your certification of completion, being a tax preparer, you have to make sure that you I'm gonna give you some numbers and I'm gonna make sure you pay attention through doing the software. And I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you a test. You gotta take the test and you gotta pass the test. So that kind of make it or break it. So that's why I wanted to start off with mind state. Can you walk out? Walk out. Can you walk out, please? Um, so that's why it starts off with mind state. Because if we can't align, then you wasting my time. And you
Okay.
wasting your time. So when I say mind state, you have to be mentally ready and focused and listen to what I'm telling you because I've lived it. I got overwhelmed, doing so many people. I got overwhelmed with all the questions. I got overwhelmed with a lot, being a mom, make sure they're straight, and being on a computer literally from 8 a.m. from 9 a.m. until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
Because I
Wow.
won't leaving nobody behind.
Yeah.
So I kind of want my mentees to have that same mind state as me. And so that's why I started off with mind state. It's not a hard ordeal. If you pay attention, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But you gotta
Yeah.
be a hustler. You can't be playing.
Yeah. I got you. Well, if you tell everybody where they can find you, where they can look you up, how they can get at you if they need to get some information or if they need to, whatever you want to put out the information wise, just let us know where they can find you.
So you can find me on Facebook, Taaylor Thomas. Taylor with two A's.
Before
You can
you say
find
that,
me.
it's funny because when my partner sent it to me and I first set this up, I said, "Oh, he actually put two A's in there." So I took it out And then when I went back and I looked at what he sent me, looked at your name, I said, oh, shit, I gotta go back and put that back in. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it was kind of because I was like, I've never seen that before. Okay, but
Yes, my mama gave me 2 A's, and people always say, "Is it Taaylor?" And I'm like, "No, it's just Taylor, man. Just Taylor." But you can find me on Facebook, Taaylor Thomas with 2 A's. You can find me on Instagram, TST Tax Pros. That's my business page. My personal page is Taaylor Thomas. TikTok is Taaylor Thomas. And that's really about it. I know Jason probably talking junk. I'm still working on the other platforms,
yeah,
but
because he gonna tell you to get a LinkedIn. I already know.
oh, I do got LinkedIn. I do got LinkedIn because Anetta has us doing a LinkedIn challenge. So I'm building my LinkedIn right now, and my LinkedIn it should be Taaylor Thomas too.
Can you
I'm
give
still
everybody?
learning. I'm still learning LinkedIn, y'all.
Me too. Me too.
This is
I'm just
good. Can you give everybody your business website, please?
It's TaylorThomas.com.
Okay. Okay.
that's
And I usually put my phone number out there. I don't mind putting my phone number out there. It's on my pages. My phone number is right there, clear as day. Call me now. I ain't had no issue with it for years now. Ain't nobody act crazy. Ain't nobody do none of that stuff. So if you have any questions, concerns, you can always call me, or you can shoot me a shoot me a personal message. You can send me an email at I got a few. TSTTAXPRO at TSTTAXPROs.com. Talk about LinkedIn. Boy, leave that LinkedIn alone. Um, and so like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, anything, if you want to join the tax mentorship, if you're interested in learn how to create your ebook, I'm right here.
Okay. We
that's
thank you so much for coming on. We thank you.
Yes, and I appreciate you guys so much.
we gonna keep going or what we doing? Because we're supposed to be doing 2 hours now, so at least close to it. But but yeah, I would appreciate you for coming on, Taylor. The fact of the matter, well, I just found out we cousins now is always a good thing because I always like to help family and friends, people I grew up with, or whatever they wanted. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like pulling teeth from people back home, but I
Man, you ain't never lied about that.
still there for them no matter what. I still got nothing but love for them. So you have a
Correct.
blessed kid, them kids, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, we're gonna talk to you. I'm gonna be calling you about doing your own podcast because that's the next iteration to all the stuff that you got going on. You definitely need a podcast to add to that. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
podcast can lead to a TV show, and I'm just gonna leave it to that. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. Got you. I
All
got
right.
you. I got you.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
You're
No
welcome.
problem.
Okay. Bye bye.
So my partner in crime, man, like I said, man, we can keep talking about some other topics if you want. You know what I mean? That's
Um.
our first night of because this episode, I told this episode gonna go up on the new channel, the new platform. You see I got the village global network in the corner over there.
I know. We can't pretend to go 2 hours if we want it, but or we can just keep it at an hour. But today's, I guess today's breaking news, man, is you know, oof. Listen, man,
But I
it's a
would like
lot.
Kayla, what's her name? What's her
Who you
name?
talking?
I'll type
Who you
this in.
talking?
Kaylee. Let me type this thing up real quick. What's the Kaylee chick name?
Kaylee Russell, Carly Russell.
Carly Russell. Carly Russell. Let's talk about her for a second. You know what I mean?
Man, look here.
It's funny because I seen some earlier, man. I seen somebody put Carly Russell versus Jesse Smollett in the verses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm just like, how crazy is this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know because I heard that basically she did all this because she wanted to get away from her family. But I'm like, it's a better way you could have done that. Like that didn't make any sense to me. Like why would you put yourself through that to get away from your family? I don't get that part. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So I mean, I just think because what was she a doctor, a lawyer, or something? Because if that's the case, that just let me know that mental health is real because you had to be going through something kind of crazy for you to create a scenario like this. You know what I mean? Like it's a better way you could have went about doing this, especially when you involve a toddler. You wouldn't better off just saying that you was on the side of the road and your tire busted and you was trying to change your tire and somebody came up and grabbed you or something. You'd have been better off saying that. You know what I mean?
I
You could
heard
have.
she was trying to. I heard she was trying to get a dude's attention.
She was trying to get a dude's attention.
Yeah, she was trying to get her boyfriend's attention.
Mm. And he was the one saying he glad she was back home and safe and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of if that's the case. I mean, I don't know why you would go through that extent. Because think about it, she's not no ugly woman. She was an attractive woman. So why
Uh-huh.
would you do that? You know, what I mean, you ain't no tell you attractive woman that's successful in life. So you gonna tell me you gotta go through all that to get a man attention and left seen that man in other places and he wasn't giving you attention, then that's another thing. Because that's the one thing about women sometimes, especially gorgeous women, if a man that they might be interested in don't give them the attention they want, that destroys them more than anything because they used to getting whatever they want. So that
Uh-huh.
could be, maybe that was the reason why uh she was acting like that. I don't know. Or did
I
that
don't know,
particular
man. Ain't
um
no telling, man. Ain't no telling, man. And bad as I hate to say it, man, the youth is in trouble.
mm-hmm.
They're in trouble, man. I don't know. People always say, "Well, Jacob, it was the same thing back in the day." No, it was not the same thing back in the day, man. We know people that had some issues, man, but nothing like the issues I'm seeing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the things that people do nowadays is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, or whatever. Um, um, yeah. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. Um, but before we do get out of here, so like I said, this is our first night officially going over,
right.
like and so or whatever. So it's going to continue. It's going to progress. So y'all gonna have to work with us. We got a new platform, Village Global Network, and we met some great, awesome people with Kim and Senior, who gave us this opportunity with the company. 117 global radio stations across the world that we're gonna have access to. So if people want to do interviews, they want to get your music out, um, they want to book us for something, whatever y'all want to do, man, just let us know. I guarantee you, we got something for you. I don't care
That's
what
right.
it is. We have it for you.
That's right.
Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's within this platform or outside of this platform, we have it. I'm telling you, we have it. You know what I mean? I almost say
Guaranteed.
100% guarantee we have it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say what they say on condom packages. 99.9% chance we got it.
Right.
So it's that 10% that we don't. But I
That's
guarantee
right.
you, we have it. So that's one thing. Whatever. But I did want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. Uh, what's my name? My girl name. She slipped my mind. The one with Usher. The Kiki Palmer.
You talking about Kiki Palmer?
Yeah.
Uh,
Bro, I just really want to talk about this real quick. The reason
there
why
goes my
it's
baby.
because it bothers me how everybody is on this brother. And the reason why it bothers me about this whole thing is because first of all, I told Steve this. I said, Steve was like, well, he should have said something when they got home. I said she didn't cut up at the crib, so why he gotta wait till they get home to say something? You cut up on me in public, I got every right to cut up on you in person. Or whatever, say what I want to say you in person. And then people want to say, well, she make more money than him. That has nothing to do with respect, y'all. At the end of the day, if a man and a woman go together, dating seriously or married,
Uh-huh.
money has nothing to do with you respecting that other person. Both of you knew what it was when y'all went into that relationship. And whoever makes the money, especially if the woman makes more money than the man, you knew you made more money than your man. But that doesn't give you the right to disrespect him. None.
That's right. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. And you know, I we don't really know what was happening before then, but we already know that this put the ceiling on, just put the icing on the cakes, and we know that he went all in on her. She went all in. She made a diss record, and now she don't care. But I mean, I don't really know if I could have took her seriously, because it's like she jumped out of bed with a woman, then jumped out of bed with him as a man, then had a baby. So to me, she's really disbarred and confused.
Yeah, because she's talking about this is the most confidence she had since she had the baby. And it might have been one of those things where, and Taaylor could have maybe addressed this situation. Maybe she went through some postpartum. I don't know. But at the same time, when you're in a public setting like that, cameras all around, that's just something that would, it's one thing to be dressed the way you was dressed. But when I seen the video, I just didn't like the way she was kind of all over us. She was like a groupie. I'm just like, you just all doing too
I
much. Like,
mean, bro, some of your favorite actresses and favorite female singers, they all are groupies when it comes to Usher. So that's no biggie. I'm just
yeah,
saying. I'm just saying, man. You know, no limit, baby. Got the
I mean,
masterpiece. No limit, baby.
I'm trying to think because she done been in movies with major actors and people before, so that's not like her first time in the rodeo. You know what I mean? Like she's been in some major films
Yeah, but
with some
they
major,
but they still ain't Usher Raymond. I'm just saying, man. I'm just
uh,
saying, bro.
get it, but I mean, I
You
don't
you
know,
you
man.
you get it, but you don't get it. I understand, man. I understand, man.
I get it. If she was just an average, if it was the other way around, and let's just say it was Usher's, if it was like, let's say it was another, let's say it was an average girl who was dating somebody that was in the industry, and it was Usher, I would get it more. But not if you already somebody like she's had a career where she's been around. She's probably been around almost as long as Usher, to be honest with you. If you think about it, she's been around since she was a kid. So she's been around. So it's not like I'm pretty sure she's Usher bumped into him at parties and events and different stuff before and award shows. So it's not
Maybe so.
like
Yeah,
I'm
but man,
for a long
maybe
time.
maybe getting out in that setting after she had a baby made her feel good about herself, and she just ain't giving no second thought. She just did it. It happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened. He didn't like it. He addressed it. She addressed it back, and it just is what it is, man. It's just like they kids, man. Like they ain't even sure who they are, man. Like they ain't even sure themselves yet, man. So it happens, man. But the media blow everything up anyway. So man, with that being said, man, I just wish the sister well. I wish the brother well. If they ain't gonna be together, then I hope they can be some wonderful co-parents. That's all, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I just wanted to address that because it was bothering me, and I heard somebody talk about it earlier today.
Yeah.
Again, they brought it up, and I just don't like the way he's being portrayed as being such a bad person. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, a real man gonna stand up for his, and he gonna stand on what he stand on. You know what I mean? I see people stand on way worse than what he stood on. And it ain't like he
Right.
beat her. He just checked her. He didn't put his hands on her as far as we know.
That's
So
right. That's right. Yeah.
so while we all up in uproar over what he did and whatever, to me, I'm more disappointed in her than I am with him. So
Uh
that's
huh.
just
Uh huh.
my opinion. You know what I mean? I wanted to
Man.
for the brothers. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I just want to say, man, like, man, shout out to all the fathers, man, the stepdads, the uncles, who being real men out there. Like, we never get enough to do justice. So you're gonna help me keep uplifting these men. So, um, the ones that do what they supposed to do, man, I salute y'all. Thank you for being the voice in the world, living with a purpose, and teaching our young men how to be men and teaching the young ladies that there's nothing like a father's love. Salute to you.
Yes, sir. So in the morning, y'all, we got semi-pro basketball coach in the morning that's coming on to our platform in the morning. That we're gonna be, and he's part of a major semi-pro. When I found out about this, brother, I didn't realize how many different teams that was out there like that, which was kind of crazy. When I seen it for myself, I was like, wow, this brother got a lot of, he's part of a network with a lot of different teams in this network. Well, we had a son on last week. He's coming on this week. Wesley, how you pronounce it? I want to pronounce it right.
Ashley, and his son, Wesley Oops, Coach Wesley Oops, is a Saluda, South Carolina native. My little
Okay.
cousin, he coached on the high school level, JV and varsity level. He he left the industry, the coaching, the high school industry to get into the trucking industry. So he's a truck driver now. Schools just wasn't paying him a lot, so so he went and got his seat there, bought him a truck. That's what he do now. But he just became the head coach of the Wooders out of 96 South Carolina, and
Are you,
you
you
know, of the team.
Okay, I lost you there for a second. So what? But how you pronounce?
Coach Wesley
Ooze. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have
Yeah,
Wesley
yeah, yeah.
Ooze on semi-pro basketball league, and like I said, it's a big league, man. ABA, semi-pro league. Actually, I heard it's supposed to be bringing the NBA, the ABA league back itself. They got some overseas investors involved. Ice Cube was talking about that last week, or whatever. So, but Ice Cube, if you see us on here, come on, interview. Say you gonna go on a glow, you gonna go on a summer tour, or you gonna go around and
Don't
all the
worry,
podcast.
man. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get him on. I'm gonna reach out to his people. This Monday, I'm gonna reach out to his people on Monday.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, bro. So, but anyway, man, we want to thank everybody. We want, like I said, thank Kim Senior. Last night we had an awesome conversation.
I can't. And the funny thing about it, actually, his first cousin owned a bar in Saluda. So we gonna don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So definitely, man. Definitely, like we got big things coming, man. 117 radio stations, man. That's big across the globe. So basically, we want everybody from all over the world to reach out to us. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I don't
sir.
care if we translator to talk to you. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Whatever. But that's gonna be a
That's right.
big deal. But like I said, I want to thank everybody for the night came on is watching. Stay tuned because it's about to get crazy out this junk, or whatever. We got some other stuff coming up that I don't want to speak on just yet, but we got some other stuff we about to pop off also, or whatever. So, but that's it for y'all for the night, man. It's your man. I'm gonna see if I can get it out because I've been dealing with this cold, so I didn't get it out early like I wanted to. So I'm gonna say this before I leave out. It's your boy Icon. Yes, okay, I still got it. You know what I'm saying? And my man Jacob the Great. You know what I'm saying? Your baby
Peace.
mama. We say I always mess it up.
Your baby
Your
mama's
baby
favorite radio host. Yes, sir.
lady host. You know what I'm saying? The building. You know what I'm saying? My brother Jason in the background, pushing them keys, getting these numbers up, pushing this information out. Salute, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see everybody at the top. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
Peace.
We got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup.